beautiful day today. Let's get some natural light in here. Fantastic. Hello everybody. Today we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different today than my normal stupid gaming videos that I do. Well, I say it's different, but it's just as a stupid gaming video as anything else. Today I'm going to be playing PC Building Simulator, and I'm going to try to replicate piece by piece all my friends' builds. In particular, 3 friends that I have. There's Blake, there's Colin, and there is Dusk the Chimera, who I do collaboration videos with on YouTube. I'm going to attempt to build everyone's computer piece by piece. And I know Colin's and Blake's PCs piece by piece, because I actually built them. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with building mine, and we'll go from there. So I have to try to match my case. I have a Digital Storm Velox X that's running an Intel 10900K right now in a 3080. The problem is the Velox X is an inverted case that Digital Storm offers. They don't have inverted cases in this game, so I have to kind of replicate that as best as I can. Alright, I did have to go for a bigger case, unfortunately. Because it seems I couldn't actually fit my system in here. The MSI Ventus graphics card, which is not here, and this is way too OP. Let's use the Tough Gaming one, because I think they're both entry-level cards. Alright, let's boot her up. So I can't really overclock this, because it has a turbo boost of 5.3, but the game says its normal clock speed is at the turbo speed, which is not true. But it's okay. Let's run the benchmark anyway. All the RGB goodness. Alright, next up I am building Blake's computer. This computer I actually built for his birthday. If you're following along on our GTA playthrough, I explained that I shipped it to him. And because I shipped it out of state between here and there, somehow the motherboard ended up getting fried, probably because I filled it with styrofoam and shorted out somewhere, and he ended up having to change the motherboard out, but he did get an upgraded one, which is good at least. I did use a Corsair, where is it? I bought it at Best Buy. Here it is, IQ223. This exact computer, this exact case right here is what I used, with the exact fans in them and everything. I will build what the system is now, right after I daisy chain all these up. I can't, not yet at least. I used a B450 board in his computer, and he ended up putting in a B550 board. What board did I put in? I put an Asus ROG B450 board, and he ended up putting in a Tough Gaming B550 board instead, which isn't on this list, so I will have to use one of these instead. I'll go with the E. Alright, now this is the bottleneck in the whole build. I used a Ryzen 3 3100 for my build. Yes, a quad core CPU. And don't get me wrong, it's still a good CPU and it does what you want, but it is an entry-level one. I put Corsair. I think I matched everything to Corsair as best as I could. Put a Corsair. I still have the packaging somewhere. Let me see. I don't remember what I put in there. Yep, I used Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 2x8 sticks. Is what I used. That's a little bit high, but I think that's as close as I can get to it. And I don't want to use a white one. 16. C16, that's what it was. This is that memory, but I don't want to use the white ones, so we'll put the black ones in instead. I know that. I used a Cooler Masters. Don't remember what it was, but it was black. And it was bought at Best Buy. I know that. I think this is as close as I can get to it. Looks about right. Power supply. I got a 650 EVGA. I'm gonna say it was this one. It wasn't a modular one, unfortunately. Yeah, neither is this one. Okay, whatever. That's fine, I guess. I bought another pack of Corsair SP120 RGB kits for the fans, just so at least they all match and you can control everything from Corsair's software. I had one back here. Just 3 come in a pack. One goes there. One goes here. The other goes here. All the fans are installed. See, I didn't even have to take these out because I used the exact same fans. Haha. Alright. Now I also put an M.2 in here. That's important. I also use an M.2. Use the 500 gig M.2. I think the one I used was a Western Digital M.2. That in there, cover that up. Alright. And I also put in a 1 terabyte SSD. I believe it was a Kingston unit SSD. Because the cool thing about AM4 socket is there's a wide variety of AMD CPUs that can go in there. Like you could stick a 5950X in there and it would just run just fine. Alright, graphics card time. Now, I did put in an ROG Strix 1080. In his system. And the reason I did that is because the 1080 is still a really good graphics card. It can churn out really good FPS with the best of them now and today in 2021. I like how this is the RGB controller for the fans, but none of them are plugged into it. This was a really good case to build in. It supported a full-size ATX motherboard. Can fit a Strix 1080 in here, and it was still a pretty good sized unit. Alright, let's power her up. Alright, let's let that run in the background. Let's check my score. 14,861, okay. Alright, let that go. Now I'm going to build Colin's computer. I'm actually not finished with his computer, but I will show you how far I got into it. His PC is in here, which is awesome. His case. It's a Corsair Obsidian 750D. Massive computer. Pain in the ass to put any wiring in. He does have an SD card reader, and he also has an optical drive. That's what it is, optical drive. Now I also used a B450 board on. Used a Gigabyte Aorus B450 board. It's a B450. This exact board, the B450 Aorus, and except there was a full-size ATX board rather than that. So I'm going to use something else. I'm going to go with the B450 Tomahawk. Oh, I almost forgot. I overclocked Blake's computer. I did overclock Blake's computer to 4.1 to kind of compensate for the 4 cores in it. So at least they ran a little bit faster than it normally should. Alright, now Colin's computer, I have one big regret for, that 3600X, 536, there it is, Ryzen 5 3600X. The 3600X is maxing the potential of this board. So if I want to overclock this CPU, I probably would have been better off going with a B550 board instead of a B450 board. But at stock speeds, it should run just fine. There's two 140s here that I'm taking out as well. Alright, cool. The only system here that actually has an AIO on it, I believe. I haven't checked Dust the Chimera's system yet, but I will, because he did send me the specs on his phone. Now I also used Corsair memory for this too, except I made it 32 gigs rather than 16 gigs. Wow, there's no Vengeance 16 gigs? Are you kidding me right now? Wow, okay. That's stupid. I used 32 gigabytes. Corsair Vengeance Pros, RGBs, two 16 gigabyte sticks. Wow, it's not on here. Okay. Alright, so I'll have to use 4 8 gig sticks then. Thermal paste. Now let me get the AIO cooler. I believe his is a Corsair cooler. It isn't branded, and I ended up just sticking the Aorus little diamond sticker thing they give you with the motherboard on it. But it's okay. It's fine. It's also a single, by the way. Yep, it went right there. And I had the tubes coming out of the bottom. Actually, you know what? There wasn't 2 fans in it, so let's not use that then. It does not have 2 fans on it, but I think it's a little bit OP, because I think this is an RGB one, and then the one I have on there is definitely not an RGB one, but closest I can get it. Whatever. He has a 750 power supply in it, a semi-modular power supply, mind you. Believe, yeah, I think it was a TX 750M, but it wasn't upside down. That looks about right. It looks roughly where everything was. Alright, let's put the fans in now. Quad case fans, 120. Corsair 120. Okay. And the next thing that I regret about this build is the Corsair's IQ software does not talk to Aorus on its RGB on the board, which is a problem because there is RGB on the board, and the graphics card I'm trying to put in is also a gigabyte graphics card with RGB, and I don't think the board and the graphics card are going to talk to each other all that well. Nonetheless, we shall continue on. Alright, so that's in there now. And take out 2 PCI slots. Let me wire up these RGB headers. Alright, so everything's in. Let me install the drives. I also put in a M.2 drive. And I put in a 500 gig M.2 for boot. And I actually got a Samsung 870 Evo for that one, so it's actually a really good boot drive. Again, not the best that Samsung has, but still a really good one nonetheless. I have one 2 terabyte hard drive in here. There we go, in there. And that's all I have in there at the moment. This right now is where the system is at, where I'm currently sitting at the system right now. His computer originally came with a 970, and I must tell you, I'm not putting a 970 in the damn thing, especially to run games now. I'm trying to find the guy a 2070, or at least a 2060 Ti. What I really want to find is a Gigabyte or an EVGA 2070. That's what I really want. Yeah, this one. This is the triple slot EVGA card I wanted. There's a regular 2070. Alright, go. Oh, those fans. Alright, run benchmark again. And I did put the RGB fans in the front because it does shine in the computer too, and you can see it pretty well. Alright, now while that's going, I will start on the system that I actually don't have. And that would be Dusk the Chimera's computer. I didn't actually build it, so I have to go off of a reference here. Oh, what an interesting case he has. Oh, he does have an AIO. Okay. That's pretty cool. Let me get my system out. Alright, and now let me build Dusk's PC. His case is a Phantom Fantex Eclipse P400S. Not in the game, unfortunately. Okay, let's go with that one. That's probably as close as I can get to it. Almost looks roughly like it. Whatever, I'll take it. It doesn't say anything about fans, so I'm going to hold off on the fans for now. He's got a 650 watt EVGA modular power supply. We'll start with that. At least it's a modular power supply. The X470 Pro Asus Prime. X470 Pro. Asus Prime X470 Pro. Oh, his board is actually in here, 1-for-1. Oh, it's an okay Pro ATX. X470 Pro ATX. Okay. All right, so that's on there. He is running a Ryzen 5 2600X. 2600X. Also a 6-core. And he's got a Cooler Master liquid lights. Liquid cooler, okay. Alright, I'm just gonna say it's that one. Whatever. Alright. Thermal paste, yeah. He's got 4 8 gigs of Corsair Vengeance, not the RGB ones. So you know what? I will use that instead. 4 8 gigs. Alright. He has a 960 Evo, 500 gigabyte, M.2. Good. Any PC that's using a 500 gig M.2 for boot. So realistically, any PC that's using an M.2 to boot is a very good PC indeed. It's got a Wi-Fi card in here, can't add that. Keyboard, okay. Storage. I think he added a storage later on, but I think he told me he's got a 4 terabytes hard drive in here. I gotta take it out of the back. Alright, he's got a hard drive in there now. And let me wire everything up, and then I will throw the graphics card in. It's now for the graphics card. He has a EVGA 1060 6GB. Okay. See, 1060 EVGA 6GB. 1060 6GB. 6G. There we go. EVGA. Not an option. We'll go with a gigabyte one. Extreme gaming. Alright, and there we go. As far as I know. And I believe that's everything. Yep. Now we put a boot drive on there. And let's run 3D Mark. And now we just find the result of the last computer. Now we wait for the result of Dust the Chimera's benchmark. Not that much cooling going on in this fan. If he's not, I'm pretty sure he does have other fans in it, but I didn't bother. All right, Blake's score was 6,800, pretty decent for what it is. Collins was 8,100, and Dusk's. Now my theory is he should be running somewhere between these two. 81, 68. I'm gonna say 70. I'm gonna say 7. Around 7 to 7,100 for everything. 43. Wow. Oof. That was a punch in the gut. Sheesh. Graphics score 6,200 on. Let me see. 4,900. Okay. Yeah. It's the graphics card that bottlenecks it. Alright, if you're watching this, Dusk, it's important. Yeah, your computer could be running way better than it should. Alright, there we go, guys. I built all my friends' computers. Look at that. Well, technically I built 2 out of the 3 computers, but I built all my friends' computers in PC Building Simulator. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more awesome content. If you didn't like the video, please dislike. I hope not. I really worked hard on this. And, yeah, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Catch you on the next one.